The ethical and technological considerations involved in de-extinction engineering are explored. The potential implications of reintroducing extinct species into modern ecosystems are discussed. What if we could bring back the woolly mammoth? Imagine dinosaurs roaming the earth again. This isn't science fiction anymore, but a radical possibility being explored by scientists. Join us as we uncover the astonishing ethical and technological tightrope walk of de-extinction engineering. We are on the verge of playing God with nature, but should we? De-extinction engineering promises to revive creatures lost to time, from the dodo to the woolly mammoth. However, the reintroduction of these species could unleash unforeseen chaos on our delicate ecosystems. Discover the groundbreaking science and the monumental risks. Picture this, a world where extinct animals walk among us. Sounds incredible, right? But the power to resurrect species comes with immense responsibility and complex dilemmas. We'll delve into whether humanity is ready to face the consequences of altering millennia of evolution and what this means for our planet's future. De-extinction, also known as resurrection biology or species revivalism, is the process of bringing extinct species back to life using modern biotechnology. This involves techniques like genetic engineering, cloning, and selective breeding, to either recreate an extinct species or create a proxy species that can fulfill its ecological role. De-extinction is a relatively new and evolving field with the goal of reversing the effects of extinction. While the idea of resurrecting dinosaurs might seem like science fiction, de-extinction focuses on more recently extinct species, particularly those where significant genetic material is available. Bringing back lost species, known as de-extinction, is an emerging field focused on potentially resurrecting extinct animals and potentially protecting those at risk today. It primarily uses genome editing, cloning, and selective breeding techniques. While exciting, de-extinction raises ethical and ecological questions about the potential impact on existing ecosystems. This involves using preserved cells from the extinct species to create a new individual. It requires extracting the nucleus from a preserved cell and inserting it into an egg cell, without a nucleus, from the extinct species' closest living relative. The egg is then implanted into a surrogate mother from the same relative. This method is best suited for recently extinct species where preserved cells are available. Cloning has been successfully used in some instances, like the endangered black-footed ferret, but it's not feasible for species extinct for thousands of years. This technique uses tools like CRISPR-Cas9 to modify the DNA of a living relative to resemble the extinct species. Scientists identify specific genes in the extinct species' DNA and introduce them into the genome of a close living relative, using it as a scaffold. This results in a hybrid organism, not an exact replica of the extinct species. For example, researchers are working on adding mammoth-like traits to Asian elephants. This involves selectively breeding living organisms that possess traits similar to the extinct species. The goal is to gradually amplify those traits through successive generations. This method is being used to recreate the aurochs, an ancient ox species, by breeding modern-day cattle. De-extinction could potentially disrupt existing ecosystems, and scientists need to carefully consider the role the extinct species played and how its reintroduction might affect its environment. De-extinction could increase biodiversity and potentially protect endangered species. It can provide valuable insights into the evolution and genetics of extinct species. It can offer a way to restore degraded ecosystems and enhance their resilience. Bringing back keystone species can significantly restore degraded ecosystems by triggering a cascade of positive ecological effects. These species, due to their unique roles, maintain biodiversity, enhance ecosystem resistance and resilience, and facilitate the recovery process. Their reintroduction can lead to improved habitats, increased biodiversity, and healthier overall ecosystems. The activities of keystone species can directly and indirectly shape habitats, creating more diverse and functional landscapes. Beavers, for example, create wetlands, while large herbivores like bison can create open spaces and stimulate plant growth through grazing and movement. Genetics and artificial embryo technologies are crucial for de-extinction efforts, enabling the recreation of extinct species' genetic makeup and facilitating their development into viable offspring. Genetic engineering, particularly genome editing using tools like CRISPR, allows scientists to modify the DNA of living relatives to resemble the extinct species. Once the genetic blueprint is established, artificial embryo techniques like somatic cell nuclear transfer, SCNT, can be used to create an embryo, which is then implanted into a surrogate mother for gestation. Scientists analyze ancient DNA from preserved remains of extinct species to reconstruct their genome, providing a blueprint for de-extinction efforts. Colossal Biosciences has used these technologies to create engineered dire wolves, modifying gray wolf DNA to resemble the extinct dire wolf. Scientists employ various strategies to maintain healthy ecosystems, focusing on restoration, conservation, and sustainable practices. These include restoring degraded habitats, protecting biodiversity, managing natural resources sustainably, and engaging in adaptive management. Further, they emphasize monitoring ecosystem health, reducing pollution, and promoting ecological awareness. Scientists work to repair damaged ecosystems through projects like reforestation, wetland restoration, and the removal of invasive species. Promoting sustainable fishing, forestry, and agriculture practices helps ensure long-term ecosystem health and resource availability. Scientists use various tools and techniques to track ecosystem health, including monitoring biodiversity, water quality, and the impacts of climate change. Scientists are exploring de-extinction techniques, primarily using genetic engineering and cloning, to potentially restore ecological functions performed by extinct species. This involves modifying the DNA of living relatives to mimic traits of extinct species, creating what are often called ecological proxies. While not exact replicas, these proxies could help restore lost ecological roles and contribute to a healthier ecosystem. Researchers are working on editing Asian elephant DNA to include genes related to cold resistance, hair density, and fat insulation found in woolly mammoths, aiming to create a mammoth-like elephant. This technique involves taking the nucleus of a cell from an extinct species and placing it into the enucleated egg cell of a related living species, essentially creating a clone. Some conservationists and ethicists raise concerns that de-extinction efforts could divert resources away from conserving currently endangered species. The significant cost of de-extinction projects, potentially running into millions of dollars, could instead be used to support existing conservation programs for species facing imminent extinction. This raises the question of whether limited resources should be prioritized for preserving existing biodiversity rather than attempting to resurrect extinct species. Many endangered species are facing immediate threats like habitat loss, climate change, and poaching. Resources are needed now to address these challenges and prevent further extinctions. There are ethical questions surrounding the welfare of animals created through de-extinction, especially if they are not well suited to their environment or face other challenges. De-extinction research can drive scientific advancements in areas like genetics, cloning, and ecology, which could also benefit conservation efforts for existing species. De-extinction projects can generate public interest in conservation and biodiversity, potentially leading to increased funding and support for conservation efforts. Some believe that reintroducing extinct species could help restore damaged ecosystems and improve ecological balance. Many believe that a balance is needed. While de-extinction research can be valuable, it should not come at the expense of neglecting the ongoing extinction crisis. Prioritizing funding and resources for existing endangered species and their habitats remains crucial. De-extinction, the process of bringing extinct species back to life, is a hotly debated topic with potential benefits and significant risks. While some argue it could restore lost biodiversity and even help ecosystems adapt to climate change, others point to the potential for ecological disruption and the ethical implications of playing God. Ultimately, the decision of whether to pursue de-extinction requires careful consideration of its potential impacts on both the environment and the future of conservation efforts. Bringing back key species could help restore ecological balance and biodiversity, potentially reversing some of the damage caused by past extinctions. Introducing extinct species into a world with different environmental conditions and filled ecological niches could lead to unforeseen consequences, including competition with existing species, disease outbreaks, or even invasive species problems. Bringing back extinct species is a complex and expensive process, and there is no guarantee of success. The revived species may struggle to survive outside of controlled environments. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to pursue de-extinction is a complex one with no easy answers. While the potential benefits are enticing, the risks are significant and require careful consideration before moving forward.